between the chair. So the chairs, and that's basically the idea that I had. So I know you are in China, and it's pretty late there. Same thing with the Japanese friends. It's pretty late, so I know that. So we will start the meeting. Stay as long as you can do it. Okay, all right. So,
thank you. And now I believe that you have the floor. It's the right time for you to start with all your invitees to this meeting. Thank you again, and accept all my congratulations for all the work you are doing to make this IMEKO living and being in good standing. Thank you, Zafar.
Yeah, it's a teamwork. I guess if all of us work, whatever time we have, whatever we can contribute, it's not that everyone is going to put 100 hours there. You know, some rules have been changed, and some of the things at IMEKO, they have been changed. And so we need to make sure that we comply with what they have and make it viable, I want to see that, it's a win-win situation that I'm looking for. And so, yeah, it looks like it's time now. This is 7 o'clock my time. So I'm just going to start our meeting because I've got 2 other meetings coming up at, in an hour and 2 hours. So I like to make sure that one here. We have the agenda. And so I'm just going to call the roll, and we have our new secretary, a scientific secretary, Professor Kato is here, and he's now co-host, so he can keep track of our agenda and help us on that one. I will talk about that. So 7 o'clock, I want to welcome all of you to our 4th meeting. I want to make sure that the roll call when we have the members who are there, we can keep the record on that one. So Professor Kato, I want to welcome you, especially for this particular meeting, to help us on this one here. So you will keep track of that, that one. If you look into what we had, the first item is call to order. Several people have sent their regrets because of their other activities, and I'm going to contact them and say if they have any other time separately that I can, because many of them have conflicts, so I can have a separate meeting with them, those who are not able to do. The Professor Wolf, Professor Inami, Professor Grattan, and of course, Professor Sasiadik, they said they can't come. And then the other people have said they can be coming. So some others have not RSVP'd. So I'd like to see that at least we have the communication there. Item number 2. This time, I'm just following the Toastmasters schedule where the timings are given so that way we don't go overtime and, not more time that we have asked for. All right, so item number 2. Oh, before I do, I should have said that there is an item number 9, which says any other item. So would you like to add anything that you want to discuss which is not in this? Anyone? Our vice presidents are here, vice chairs are here, Professor Baldian, Professor Balin. Anything else you want to add besides what it is? I'll go pretty fast on that.
No, thank you.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead with item number 2, information. The couple of people who have decided that because of their other activities, they won't be able to join. And we are adding Professor Kato here as a new member. And also we will have him as a second secretary. The Professor Kato, as I've indicated there, the other persons who have decided that they do not want to be the chair of secretary is Professor Inami. He had not been able to attend the meetings almost last 2 years, but he's busy, so he will not stay as a secretary. The the item number 2B, and please interrupt me so that I can keep on time. ISMCR 2021, we will have a report on that one. The 23 papers. For 2021, we had selected 9 papers, which we processed through ACTA, and I coordinated that one. That has already been published last month in ACTA. All the papers which were last year recommended by Professor Baudian and also Professor Bellion. So those are published in ACTA. So I'm really pleased on that one. We into 2 items, number C and D, that we can talk under item number 10. Some ideas that I have even talked to the GC, General Counsel, and see what we could do. It's number C and D. The E is IMEKO bylaws. They had a couple of meetings with IMEKO bylaws, and there are few strict things coming up. Each TC will have at least 2 minimum meetings a year. Back in 2 years ago, our outgoing chair, Professor Tachi, has suggested we should have a quarterly, and that's what we are doing, the quarterly meeting, without really travel and anything else. So their minimum, they have said 2. There are some other strict things they are coming up, and with the bylaws, they have sent it to the government, and those things are being really looked. They're not. They're asking for changes and all that. So under C, I just want to know, once the bylaws are there, I will send a copy to all of us so that we know what are the changes they are making there. Then TC17 submissions, there are 3 things that I'd like to talk. One of them is we submitted for ISMCR 2023, and according to new rules that they have, all those, any activity that is proposed have to be signed and approved by all the TC chairs and then the GC people, so about 20 something, 30, 35 people. They have to approve that. And I have recommended Christine. We submitted, it should be coming this week on the what we are planning to have ISMCR 2023 in Romania. We'll see what we can we hear about it. The other things are we have several members who have not communicated last 2 years and have not really attended any meetings. And no, it is an honor for TC to have distinguished people like we have here. But at the same time, it doesn't do any good if the members don't attend, don't correspond, we don't know anything about. So we will be looking into them and see really what their plans are. And so then the other thing, I don't know, some of you probably know Professor Carlo, Italian. He used to be, he's a member, and when we had the ISMCR in Italy twice, I used to be co-chair, but he was the general chair, and he suggested that we should have historical photographs of all these years, and we can put it together on in the the IMEKO website. So I have to coordinate. I've got pictures from previous pictures from I guess Japan and some India and Europe, I guess Slovakia and others. So he will be sending I'd like to ask everyone, I'll be asking if you have historical pictures. I know Professor Tachi has quite a few of them. So we will take that and then we will start, adding them on our website. People can see the previous ones there. Then G is your 2G as a part of IMEKO 2024. As you know, when they have a Congress, we can't have a regular meeting. So I had requested Professor Fontanelli if he could, but he has some other additional responsibilities. So I extended last 2 weeks twice to everyone who can do. And Professor Juliet has, Professor Vimla Juliet from India, she has volunteered. The nice thing about this is I want to make that one, as always, as for this type of event, as a topical event, and it will be basically online. So there won't be that big deal about the, money part and all that. It will be all free. It will be very easy to do it. And I will have one of our vice chairs to coordinate that one. I have not checked with Professor Valiant as yet, but again, that will be the thing. I want back and forth. Professor Baudian can handle one and the Professor Valiant can handle one, and that way, because they carry the expertise and, that will be the thing. So this is what I have under the information. And I will be again asking everyone who wants to continue, because our things change, the responsibilities change, our family situation. So, we want all of us here. And it was a great thing that many of our members supported and did the review of the ISMCR 2022. And also I will talk about the distinguished speaker part. This is the information item on 2. And any questions on anything that I can provide to our members? Just to let you know, we have Professor Badian, we have Professor Fontaine, we have Professor De Cover, we have Professor Balin, we have Professor Kato, we have Professor Duruftai, we have Professor Zhu from China, we have Professor Fontanelli from Italy, we have Professor Juliet from India, we have Mr. Shukla from India, we have Professor Moscato from Italy. We have Professor Gergel, Geraldo Gergel, who was the review chair and co-program chair of 2022, and he did a bang-up job, and I really appreciate. And either he will do it or we will have Professor Simone to present or talk about 2022 activities there. Professor Simone's family is affected by the COVID, and I've been talking to her, and I pray that everything is well. And if she joins, then that will be our honor to have her. Okay, any questions on this one? So I go back to the schedule, the time-wise. If not, then I move on to 2022 review. Who wants to do that? Professor Gergel or Professor Balint? You want to maybe make a just short comment on what we did and what we achieved? Would you like to do that?
Professor Zafar, Simone she's not here. She asked me to support here with some presentation numbers of our recent symposium. I'm going to share my screen here.
All right, I will let you do that because Professor Kato, you can allow them, right? Yeah. Yeah, you can share.
A minute.
The nice thing about this one, while you are trying to share it, nice thing about the 2022 was we got new people involved who have not done that, and they did a bang-up job. They really did everything, and of course the support was from the Professor Valiant members. So that was the nice thing. And you know, once people get trained, then you can use it for the future things. Any delay, Professor? I know you're trying to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to read. I have a problem sharing here. Some numbers of our symposium, good day of our symposium, 28 to 30 of September. We had 31 papers submitted. 23 of these 31 were accepted, and they were present too. We had 9 countries here in this edition of this year: Argentina, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, Chile, Hungary, Italy, Japan, and US. We had the mode was a virtual symposium. The program, summary of our program, we had 2 keynotes, 1 tutorial, and 23 papers presentation. We had 107 people registered, and 30 of them were paid. We had 23 students under 34 years old, and we had 7 invoices to be issued for payment to IMEKO, and the program and the organizing committee files are attached to a document that Professor Sapper sent.
Yeah,
These are the.
Yeah, thank you so much. I tell you, this was a good experience. It was online, but and the main part that is here is our members. About 80% of our TC17 members were part of the review process. They did the review, and that was really great. That was involvement of as a team, and so the nice thing is 23 papers were accepted and 23 papers were presented. There was no absentees. That is unusual in the conference. You see some of them they missed. So this is pretty nice. So that is very nice. And Professor Gargle, please pass on our thanks to rest of the members for their effort and their help. And Professor Valiant, I think your support was so great that I don't know how we could have done it. You know, with your experience that you had in 2021, that was very nice. So, any questions on ISMCR 2022?
Maybe just one remark is that all the papers are available in IEEE Explore. And I think that Dr. Takwi did a great job.
Okay, that is really, I missed that one. This is great. What we have done is, and Professor Baudian used to do that part here, pick up the papers and then put it in the ACTA and lead that review process and all that. So what we did was we advertised that we are going to do this on Explore. And so all the papers which were presented, 23, they have been published in Explore. Now, those papers I have sent to a couple of our members to, out of that, to recommend which one we can go through ACTA. I have already contacted the editor-in-chief on this one for a special issue, and he has agreed. And so the papers that we get the recommendation from 3 officers that I have requested, I'm waiting for their input, to give me the names so that we will start the process for ACTA. And as we know, for ACTA, if the paper has been published, they have to change the abstract, they have changed the title, they have to change that one because we need to give the copyright for the new modified paper to IMEKO. So that process takes time, but that I have already initiated that one. And once I get the list from the 3 individuals that I have requested, 3 officers, I have sent them reminders, but I will be getting, as soon as I get, I will start that process there. Yeah. So anything on 2022 that I missed, Professor Gargle or Professor Bailey?
Okay.
All right, let me move on to the next item, number 4, which is ISMCR 2023 in Romania. Back in January, Professor Baudian submitted sent me the form that I could send to IMEKO, and things were so busy that I did not send it, and I was clarifying few things, but eventually I sent it about 3 months ago, the submission on that one. That was for Professor Durftai and Professor Baudian. And so if we would like to have any input on that one, what you have is, I know Professor Durftai is very busy with also with the family things there. And so Professor Durftai or Professor Baudian, you want to make any comment on that one? When it is, basically when it is and where it is, and how every one of us here can help with organization that you need in terms of the review or whatever else you have. I can always provide the Zoom part. I have a contract, so I can provide Zoom free. So yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, let me say a few words then. I received some messages from you during 18 November, but if you remember, I had a joint conference during these days, so I was not able to see these messages. I have seen them too late. So if you want to have a let's say a meeting with Professor Baudin and you, we may have it next week, and we will discuss more about this. So the next symposium should take place on September 21-22 in Iași. It means to Gheorghe Saki Technical University of Iași, Romania. Now I'm on the final steps to finish the proceedings for the last conference, and then I will let's say concentrate on organizing this event together with Professor Baudin. We have something prepared already with Professor Baudin help, but the documents are not yet finished. So let us finish them and then we will discuss together, okay?
All right.
My first question is where we want to publish. IEEE?
I am this year
Yeah, in my opinion, this is for us. I mean, for Romanian authors, for example, this is the best solution because we are looking for papers indexed in Web of Science database. If they are not indexed in this database or Scopus database, they have not value for our evaluation, for example.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So I will need help for this from Professor Balint, if he could help me.
yeah, my comment number one is I found that George Asaki University is very well known and in Europe, and everyone knows. So that university having it where you are doing in Romania, that is a great thing that you do. This year, some of you know, I've been member of IEEE for 50 years. But this year I had such a terrible time working with IEEE on Explore. I spent hours and hours and hours to get things done. So whatever your committee decides for publication, I think what is best for the authors to get more authors to write it, again, that decision has to come from you and Professor Badian. Professor Badian has been doing these things for many, many, many years. And, we need to have his expertise in some of the decision making. And so my answer is I'm not going to push for or really explore thing. Explore IEEE is good because when you say explore, the non-IEEE people say, oh yeah, I would like to do that. If there is an alternative for the publication that you recommend, please go ahead and pursue that one. I can always have ACTA for the papers in ACTA. ACTA Free Journal is becoming more popular, as you know that. And slowly, as it is publicized, I think a lot of people would like to. Most of the companies, most of the societies, they are going for open journals right now. And so that helps. So again, this is, once you are done with your proceedings for the conference that you had last month, let me know any Zoom meetings I can help you. I can provide Zoom support or anytime you want. And then you can discuss, and then you can appoint the from our committee or from your university the people that you think they can provide the support and make the thing happen. And I really appreciate Professor Derfstein, Professor Badian to really take care of this 2023.
Is ACTA journal indexed in some databases? I don't think so. So, yeah, if Professor Balint could help us with some advices, I will discuss with him by email or today if he wants to say some words. I really prefer to publish in Explorer.
I can still do the Explorer because I unfortunately, I'm trying to help so many societies and organizations, and of course my health is failing. And so I do not want to spend 100 hours just to one item on publication. And this year it was, you won't know how much correspondence I've done for Explore. I can still do that, work with you if you want Explore. But again, your committee should decide what is best in terms of, yeah. Any comments or anyone? Professor Badian, what are your thoughts on this one?
Microphone.
Mic was muted.
Professor Badian, you are muted. We couldn't hear you. Or your audio is muted.
Okay.
Can you? Yeah.
No, I have no comment for the moment.
Okay, all right. I think we are.
If I may just jump in, so we did this IEEE Explore in 2021, so we will be happy to assist Professor Dorothea Johan in this process. It's a little bit cumbersome, but I think that the advantage is quite good. I think it is important to tell the authors to avoid this kind of complication, which is possible because the paper is accepted to the conference, but it does not meet IEEE standards. To say to the authors that their papers will be published in IEEE if they meet these standards. So it's not up to the organizers to try to modify and to go back and forth with emails with the authors. It's up to them, and if they do not meet these requirements, then these papers will not be published in IEEE Expo. So this, I think this may be a way to do that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think these kind of comments are very useful from the experience. And again, I want to Professor Derfta and Professor Bajin, I'm again telling, in case you need any help from my side in logistic, let me know, and I will provide you as much as you want. And so I want success for the 2023, and you know, and of course that will be success for IMEKO, and that will be success for TC17. I want to have the people know TC17. I want to know that you know, and there are a lot of things Professor Badian is doing in the area of demining and other things, which is everyone knows that this is coming from that particular group. All right, so let me move on to 2024. And
you have seen the comment of Giovanni Muscato. The ACTA IMEKO is indexed in Scopus.
Okay.
Yep. So it's
I will check.
It's a good news.
Yeah,
Thank you,
I had a look before and I didn't see it, so this is why I asked.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. This is what experience comes from. You know, you can, you know, that's the advice that you get. All right, let's move on to 7:30. So 31. Let's move on to the ISMCR 2024. They asked me to be on the Congress committee. So I am on 2024, and they will have that Congress in Germany. But here is what we propose, that we cannot have the regular ISMCR. And so we'll have the topical one. And Professor Juliet, she is here. And I'm very pleased that she has agreed. She's, as you know, as a member, she's a distinguished speaker, a fellow of IEEE. And she gave a presentation, a very nice presentation that we had as a part of TC17 speakers. I had been to her university in India, a very big university, very well in instrumentation and measurement. So that is pretty big thing. And she has agreed. What we are planning is to have an online event. And again, I will have our people support her for online. Professor Juliet, you want to make any comment?
No, sir, I'm looking forward to work with you all, sir. I would like to extend my support in whatever ways you want me to contribute, sir.
Okay, thank you. We will have a meeting. I'm just waiting for a couple of things coming from the 2024 Congress. And then based on that, the date and then the time. And again, I will support from here the Zoom part, and we want to make it problem-free. we will go through the review process as required, but not this money and finance and all that is kind of a really mess, giving to this, giving to that, and that problem. So we will work on that. I really, once again, appreciate. We will have a meeting, and then you will have a free hand to select the people who will be helping there, and then from our members here, if you need, then we can have them support you in review process or chairing and all that. So we'll move on to that one.
Sure.
All right. Any suggestions or comment to Professor Juliet? We had one ISMCR 2007 that we did in India, and I did not know that and that was surprise for me that they had so many different companies involved in the robotics equipment design and all that. So I'm sure that those guys will be. That was 2007 that I did, but again, this is now, so there may be more. The item number, if there's no question on number 5, let's go to number 6. One of the items here is member keynote engagement. When I proposed distinguished speakers to GC, and they said, well, we need to make, evaluate and all that. But I understand that we can have our members as a distinguished speaker of TC17. And so we already had about 5 speakers so far. And I will take their presentation slides and send it to our group of committee members who say that this is a good presentation, and then we will declare them as a distinguished speaker of TC17. Now, it will be an honor for TC to have the distinguished speaker, but at the same time, it will be honor for the individuals who will be distinguished speaker. Professor Durftai did one, Professor Juliet did one, Professor Fontanelli did one. So some of these they have done, and their presentations are available. So we will evaluate and then we'll declare them. Now, under this item, what I'm doing, because I'm involved in various societies, and so what I looked at, I saw Professor Sasietek and Professor Simon Fupter, and I inquired from them if they could be a keynote speaker. So I had a conference which is coming up next week on 20th in Atlanta, and so I contacted them and I asked the organizers that I've got 2 speakers if they are interested in becoming taking them as a keynote, and they agreed. So Professor Fupter and Professor Sasietek are the keynote speakers at HONET conference, HONET conference next week in Atlanta. Is IEEE conference. I would like to see same thing for my other committee members here. Those who are available, they can, and they could be a keynote. We have so many different conferences, activities that they could be a keynote. If you are interested in, I can do that. That will bring name to the IMEKO, name to TC17, and name to our distinguished speakers. I think this is, and so again, this is what I want to talk about, number 6. Any idea, any question on this one? I'm behind schedule, so I need to see if there's anything else. If not, I'm going to move on the technical subcommittee part. We have, as we know, we have formed the technical subcommittee, and we were discussing just before we started our meeting that we have technical subcommittees. There are about 15 of them, and we have the members on this. What I was looking for is that the initiation by the subcommittee chair, meeting with their members and see what they can do. Idea is focus on the charter of that particular technical subcommittee. Now, I have sent, I think, 2 emails requesting each chairs to let me know if they had any meeting last 2 years, what their plans are, or if they think that that TCT technical subcommittee is no good, or we should disband that one. Again, this is your call. I'm not really pushing for. I want to focus on, and I find if it is focused, it really helps the help with the technology, with the engineering. If this is random, then it doesn't work. I want to have the focus. And so I want to see, again, since I've not received anything, I'm going to request again all the chairs, if they have any activity last 2 years, just 3 things, please let me know. Yes, we had a meeting and contacted our members. This is our plan. This is what we have done. Only those 3 things. And again, if you're not able to support because of your time, I will suggest that in your committee or from others in the TC, please contact them and send me your replacement. That way we want to really keep, I don't want to see that 2 years we have a technical committee, we have all the people, everyone is sitting there, nothing happens. No, I'm a requirements engineer, systems engineer, I'm product engineer. I need to see the product, whatever it is coming with from me and from everybody else. So if you have as a chair of the technical committee, can you please send me those 3 things? Yes, we have contacted our members. We have done this, and this is what we plan now for the committee. Again, if you haven't met, you don't want to do anything, just let me know. I have such and such person who will take over, and then I will start working with them. You know, it's really, really honor we have such a great people here cheering and sharing these things. And I think we need to make it really productive and output. Anyone has any comment on my discourse, which I just made the comment? Anything? I might be going too much, maybe doing too much. My point is that we can do as much as we can. It is not mandatory for all of us to do 100%. We can do 5%, 10%. Keep the thing alive. If you keep it alive, then it will grow. If you don't keep it alive and close the shop, then close the shop. Anyone has any comment, please advise, and we move on.
Yes, I have a comment. Who is in charge of the updating of the website IMEKO TC17? Because I see that there is no modification since a lot of time on this. For instance, when we speak about the technical subcommittee, I have always the same list of participants to the technical subcommittee. How can I adapt that? Also, I see that there is no any information about ISMCR 2022. I see that there is no any information about the emails of the members. I don't know if it is possible to have the emails of the members on the website of IMEKO Technical 17. I don't know, but it should be interesting to have the emails. Okay, that's all.
Um,
Who is in
so-
charge of this updating?
Yeah, all of us should have the emails for rest of the members, right? You have for everyone. Everyone should have access to the emails of other members.
Yeah, but but
And
in the technical subcommittees, there are members who are not members of the technical committee 17.
now,
I have the emails of the members of the technical committee 17, but I don't have the emails of the participants to the technical subcommittees.
so you don't have the emails for Professor Durftai, Muflas,
Yes, because
Marti, Kabar, Bebinak, Pavono, Fonatelli. You should have it.
I have because they are members of the technical committee 17. But
Yes.
if I have another colleague wanting to participate to the technical subcommittee, it should be interesting to have the email also of this member of the technical subcommittee.
So you are suggesting that besides the TC17 members, you can have others, outside people? Are you suggesting that?
Yes.
Sir, no, what I understand from him is he wants the contact details of the subcommittee members in the website. I mean, if it is posted in the website, it will be really good for others to access the details.
All right, I think
because only name is displayed in the website. The other details are not found in the website. So it'll be easy for us to contact them if we have the contact details.
I think this is good suggestion, very good. Professor Ketu, can you put me action on me on this particular item? I will try to do. This is great. This is a good suggestion. However, my concern is I keep sending the note to the chairs and I don't receive any input. Please communicate. Let me know, yes or no, whatever it is, because I don't believe on dead committees personally. And again, I get out if in case I cannot support it. So, all right, let me just move on to the next one. And
maybe I have sorry, I have also sorry. So two issues. So I think that this is an item I can take. I have in contact through LinkedIn the responsible lady who is responsible from IMEKO about the PR relations. So this update on those web page and the lists of the subcommittees and so on, I will discuss with her. There may be a personal data protection issue for putting email address directly on the web page. I will also check this with her, okay, if Dr. Takui agrees with it, of course. And the second thing I would like to raise is that I think one option we may eventually offer to these technical subcommittees is to merge with each other. I think that this is also a possibility for them. I would need also the approval of Dr. Takui, whether if these subcommittees thinks that their competencies are close to each other enough, then they can merge. My observation is that probably we have too many subcommittees currently, and maybe more activities can be expected if the number is a little bit reduced. That's it. Thank you.
I think it's both the items that you just mentioned. Probably it will be not legal to put emails for everybody on the website. So that I need to see what can be done. But the second thing is merging of this one. So I don't want to go beyond the time that we have, but again, let me just go through quickly on some of the things. I have not heard from TSC2 virtual reality because Professor Inami has has been very, very busy. The same thing with TSC3, the TSC4 autonomous systems. Professor Kiss and Professor Juliet, you might look into that one. Advanced control TSC5 with Mr. Shukla on that one. The Professor Fontanelli, again for applications part. Professor Fontaine, initially he was working on the state of art papers, and probably with his busy time, maybe he can push for that particular project that was initially he was planning was. Application again, Professor Moscato for 8, and 9 is Maslowski on the robotic information. Professor Grattan, he is the past president of IMEKO. He has not attended any meeting, and I keep trying to contact him. Professor Ferraro is organizing another TC's, he's a general chair, and 11, 12, Fontanelli, 13, 14. Anyway, I didn't mean to really take time out. Can I have Professor Valiant? It was good suggestion. And is it possible for you to look into the possible merger of this suggestion, that one? Send it to me, and then we will just go over and see really what we can do. I think that is a good suggestion.
Yes, okay, thank you. So I will deal with the possible update with this lady. I will discuss these. Unfortunately, December, I don't think that it is possible, taking into consideration the holidays, but in January, and hopefully in January, I can have a suggestion about the eventual merges of these subcommittees and to come up with a lower number under 10.
We would like to finalize in our first meeting on March 10th that we'll talk about. All right, so this is a good thing that we are at least discussing, focusing the technology. And then I think it is a good idea. One of the things that I do in other conferences is when we have technical committees like this, the technical committee subcommittee chair, we ask him or her to organize a session at a conference. And so that chair organizes from among the members or anything else, a session of that type. And that becomes a resource. It becomes very easy for the general chair and program chair of the conference. So if these TCs are active, we will see that the life of the Professor Doroftai will be so easy, because he will have, oh yeah, can you do that? Yeah, you are chair of this. Can you arrange a session? And then that will be, and then they can arrange a session, they can be part of the review process and all that. So life will be much, much easier if all that will be done. I hope my point that I just made is okay with you guys. 7, the 8th one is the distinguished.
Sorry, may I have one more question about web page? Who is responsible for ICMCR or web page? Because I see information about the event, about ICMCR 2023 should be on this web page.
Okay,
so
we have two places. One is we send that input to Christine to have ISMCR, and then very limited space they provide, and they delete that one. But the conferences, we have ismcr.org that we, on the suggestion of Professor Tachi, we started in 2019. So we have the ismcr.org where we have 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, all that is there. And Only thing is I'm looking for money to sustain that one. It costs money to keep it, so it will be there. I'll find money to really use that one for a couple of years. And so that is the place. And we will have the 2022, the Brazil coordinators, they decided that they want to take the charge of putting those things in. Otherwise, we have someone who does it from my side. So in case you want someone from Romania, we will give the password and everything, and that person can start putting everything which is needed there. If you don't have the person, then we can have somebody from here, and then it has to go through, and then they will put it there.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think it is, we need to have a permanent place where for years that we can have, but the pictures,
to have a history of the event.
And the pictures, I will prefer to have it under IMEKO, all the pictures. So, you know, so,
thank you.
Professor Valiant, you had a comment or something? You raised hand? No.
Yeah, just a few words. So the way we organized it in the last two editions, that we use EasyChair with a commercial license to manage the paper submission and the review process. It's relatively cheap. It's under 100 British pounds for such a conference, and that would include also the automatic program generation, which is a good way to publish the program. And then we had a static web page, which was provided by the organizer with the registration link, with the paper submission link, with the registration fee, with information about accommodation and the venue, and so on.
Okay, all right, thank you. I think Professor Badian have to leave, and our schedule is also almost done. The item number 8 is, of course, distinguished speaker. I'm trying to, I won't say push, but I'm trying to get somehow acceptable to GC, as well as the IMEKO guest member. Now, this is something which I have proposed because we don't have any clientele. Who do I send this information to join or to submit paper? Who do I do that? We don't. And so we are asking our members to send it, but you know, very limited response. So what I had proposed was IGM, IMEKO guest member, where we will sign up the people and they don't have to pay. That will be on a separate list that we will be using them for contacting to submit papers or do anything else. And probably that list, if that works, as Professor Badian has suggested, and that list, some of them we might provide to the technical subcommittees and say, hey, these guys have shown interest in this, you may contact them. I think this is again up in the air. We will discuss that in March. With no other item, the last thing is our Professor Ketu, can you stay for a few minutes after this? We want to conclude this, and then if there's some action items, and there's one on me and one on Professor Valiant and one on all the technical subcommittees to let me know that what they have done and what their plan is if they want to stay. I'll be sending a note as per the request for IMEKO to all of them if they want to continue as a member. If not, I want them to let me know that they do not want to continue for next year, and accordingly, I'll be submitting that one. Our next meeting will be Friday, first quarter, March 10th at the same time, 7 o'clock. Okay. If there is any other final comment, I'm just going to do. Mr. Shukla, just a short comment. I haven't seen and heard. You want to make any comment? I will just go through quickly. Mr. Shukla.
Jafarji, what I suggest, what I can contribute, I would like to discuss separately in one of the call which we can set up so that we decide a course of action in 23.
Okay, just send me a note and I will set it up.
Sure.
Professor Juliet, any comment? Quickly, just.
Yes, sir. So if you could be very precise, what we should do, like what are the activities that we have to carry out, it will be really good, sir. So that we can plan ourselves and we can execute in this forthcoming years, sir.
All right, thanks a lot. Professor Fontanelli?
Nothing to add. It was clear.
Okay, you have two committees to chair, so please look into. Professor Zhu, I know it is pretty late for you in China, but it's still, you have any comment?
I have no comment, thanks.
All right, Professor De Cover, Belgium. Okay, Professor Gergel, any comment? No, Professor Moscato?
No, Jaffa, no comment. Thank you. It's all right.
All right. Thank you so much. Professor Deruftai, let me know when you want to have a meeting, and then I will arrange for the Zoom and whosoever you want to invite.
Okay. And I will disturb Professor Byron with some questions.
All right. Yeah, and I hope everything is okay at your end. So
thank you.
Professor Fontaine, I'm looking forward to whatever you can contribute during the, for the paper that we were talking about, and let me know. Any comment?
I will do so, and you know that you have my full support. And also, I would like, by this time of the year, to say happy holidays and new year to everyone, and great meeting. I appreciate every time the time we spent all together. Thank you, Zafar. Thank you.
Yeah, Professor Badian had to leave, and Professor Balian, any final comment? I'm trying to make sure that everyone who is here has a chance to really say whatever they want to say at the end.
I have no further comments, so thank you very much for organizing this meeting, putting together the agenda, and again, Johan, if any input is needed from my side, I am available.
Well, again, from my side, thank you so much. Really, chair cannot do much unless there is a cooperation with the team. It's a team, and then we can all step in. If someone is not doing it, we just go there, step in, and make the thing happen. And again, that's the best way to do it. And Professor Gargle, I missed when you asked. When I asked you, any comment you want to say? Anything?
No comments. Only to thank you.
Pass on to Professor Fuchter. I hope her family is better now with all these COVID business, and I pray that everything is fine at her end. So, all right, Professor Cato. I really appreciate your helping on this thing. Anything you need from me to put together these, and I want to make sure that everyone is very clear. We have 20 members, 23, and we have only 12 members, 13 members attending. Others have not attended for 2 years, and I want to make sure. I want to know what is the story with them, something like this. So I'll be working on. All right. Thank you very much. My other meeting has started. So thank you so much for all your time and all the effort, and we will get back to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Wish you all a happy New Year 2023, sir.
Thank you.
And wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance.
Okay.
Thank you.
All of you, happy holidays and enjoy it. Okay, Professor Cato, anything you need from me? I think you got whatever you can adjust that one. You can stop recording if you want, but again, you can do that. And
Yes,
so,
thank you. Thank you for cooperating. I'm recording the video, so after that, I replay the video
wonderful.
and yes.
It's great that you stepped in to be a member and all that. But again, thank you so much. I'm trying to do as much as I can, but you know, we need to have everyone cooperate and all that one. So, all right, thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Okay, you too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.